Hi everyone, this is Chris from Decibel 11 and I'm here to introduce our latest product, the pedal palette. Here with me today is Craig Collins-Turner on guitar.
Hey Chris, it's a pleasure to be here.
And he's going to be doing a little playing for us in just a minute. But first I want to tell you a little bit about what the pedal palette is and how it works. The pedal palette was designed to be an inspirational and creative tool for you guys to get the most out of your pedal effects. The pedal palette at its core is basically a 4-loop true bypass switcher. But the pedal palette takes it a step further by adding two unique and creative features, the pedal order swapping and parallel mixing. These two features allow you to get sound effects that you can't get with a standard setup. The nice thing is the pedal palette is very intuitive and makes it really easy to just sit down and create your own combinations right away. When you have a loop bypass switcher, instead of plugging your guitar into the first pedal in your chain and plugging that into the next pedal and that into the next pedal, what you will do is you plug your guitar into the loop switcher. Then you plug all your pedals into the various loops on the switcher. Now you can use the buttons on the panel of the switcher to either insert or bypass the loops as needed. The benefit of this is when all the loops are off, your signal goes straight through the switcher and into your amp, bypassing all the cabling, pedals, and buffers that are on your board. This is going to prevent noise, and it's going to prevent tone loss, and it's going to give you much more clarity and detail to your tone. And the other nice thing about the pedal palette is you can save these combinations of loops as presets, and then you can instantly access them with a single button press. So let's take a listen to some of the sounds we can do with the pedal palette. First, Craig, let's hear your clean sound.
Okay.
Okay, that's no pedals on. Now we have an overdrive in loop 1. Let's take a listen to that.
Yeah, it's just kind of a mild overdrive.
Okay.
Okay, now we're throwing in the wah, which is in loop 2. Now I'm going to swap the order. Back one more time. As you can hear, very different sounds. One's a little more subtle, one's a little more aggressive, but they're both very usable.
Okay, let's take a listen to another example. Now, I noticed we also have a second overdrive in loop 2.
Right, we have a little bit more of a high gain overdrive there.
Okay, let's take a listen and see if we can get some variations on using both of those overdrives together.
Okay, so here's loop 1 with overdrive 1, which was the low gain. Okay, now I'm going to add in loop 2, which is the high gain overdrive, so I've got two of them together. Switching back.
Quite a good difference.
Yeah, so you can see basically both usable sounds, but again, very different. You'll notice that whichever overdrive is in the second position, that's going to be the one that's going to have most of the character.
Now let's take a look at the parallel mixing capabilities of the pedal palette. You will notice here with each loop, you get this section here that allows you to change the mode from either parallel or series. Each loop on the pedal palette can be either series, which is what you normally would use on a pedal board, or parallel, which blends in the effect at the end of your effects chain. Okay, now let's hear an example of that. What do you got going there, Craig?
Well, basically now I'm running the delay in the parallel mix bus, and I'm also running one of the overdrives in the parallel mix bus. And the thing that's interesting about that is it's a way to bring in some grit to your sound without having a really distorted version, okay? So here's my basic sound. Let me play this for you.
So that's primarily just the delay alone, right?
Yeah.
parallel mix bus to kind of blend in the amount of overdrive that you want to get the sound you want.
Yeah, so you can make it real subtle, or you can make it, even more obvious than that. But it's a neat way to use a parallel mix bus with an overdrive pedal.
Okay, let's check out another example. This time we're going to put a couple parallel loops in addition to a series loop, and we're going to see what happens when you switch the order of those.
Yeah, so for instance, what we're doing is we're going to run a wah into a phase pedal, which is in parallel, which we're going to go into a delay, which is also in parallel. So that's going to be the first example. And then after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap, so the wah will be at the end of those two. Okay, so here we go.
So the wah pedal is a lot more subtle when it's behind the other effects.
Yeah, definitely. Doesn't have the aggressive bite that it normally does.
Well, that about does for our time. I'd like to thank you, Craig, for coming out today.
Thanks, Chris. It was a lot of fun being here, and you guys should check out the pedal palette. It's definitely a cool piece of gear.
And if you guys want more information, go to decibel11.com and check out the user manual and other videos.